Let's look at some of the science behind this. Now, Gallup has done a lot of research, and if we engage with people's strengths, leading to their strengths rather than to their weakness. Now, we've seen that every person has weaknesses. And you as a leader, you as somebody who relates with them, even like your brothers, your sisters, your spouse, you're going to see their weaknesses. But if you constantly harp on their weaknesses, you're going to miss that person constantly. And that other person is going to be constantly undervalued because you're constantly looking at what they're not rather than who they are. If you lead them to who they are, you're going to have positive effects where you're going to see 8% more productive and six times more engaged as an employee in the relationship with their team and with their team leader. So these are powerful tools to engage with the strengths, not their weaknesses, or to engage even in a positive way with your weaknesses. Like we said, we can have a discussion of like, hey, this is something I can't see. My behaviors don't tend towards this. And, oh, this person over here can help me. Boom, you've got relationships that are growing. You're working with each other to strengthen each other as a team. So it can be a very positive thing if you're leading to strengths. The science says that only 1 in 3 managers are actually leading towards strengths. Most of them are picking on having those annual meetings or performance reviews. They're saying, these are the things you're not doing. Rather than look at all the great things that you produce, all the great things that your personality brings to the table. Let's try to maximize that even more. That's the way to encourage people. And 1 in 5 employees says that I'm not given all the opportunities to really maximize my strengths. So if you as a leader never knew that this person was really good at these things, you might never really engage with them in ways that would push them to their maximum strengths. You're missing out as a team with people's massive strengths, massive abilities to do things within your team and within your organization. So there are 4 steps that are named by Gallup that help. You're basically going to help them name it, and then claim, and then aim, and then range. So basically you're helping people say, hey, this is your personality. Let's talk about it. Let's name that. And then let's help guide you and direct you in a way that will more powerfully utilize your strengths, or more powerfully work with another person who has strengths that you don't have. And so that's what all the arranging means, giving people the right position, the right tasks on your team to prioritize those with the personality traits that will most likely be effective in solving those problems well. So you can see if we do this as managers and as leaders, we're going to really help our teams out a lot. So how teams mix, predicting the team outcomes and the team dynamics and success. So one of the ways that you need to use that chart is to really sit down and figure out how you're going to be effective as a team. So are you going to do a change effort that's involving new things? So which personality traits are going to help move the team towards adopting those new team things? Which personalities are going to kind of come in behind and solidify those new processes as something that's helpful and engaging and routine, whereas other people who might not, after it becomes routine, might peel off and have a tendency to not want to do routines. So you're going to help people see the dynamics, how you're going to be perceiving things as a team, how individuals on your team are going to have different perceptions, and how you as a team leader are going to have to really engage with the people to help them see how they're going to interact and do this effectively as a team leader. It's a great opportunity to have these kind of discussions. And when you do, it really ignites your team in a powerful way that no other kind of engagement can. So personality science can really help you with your team dynamics and your success and change efforts and maintenance efforts and whatever you're trying to do with your team. Think about it through the personality lens, and then think about it through the lens of how all the personalities interact. Now, here are some key dynamics that you need to look for on those charts. Now, when you see those personalities that are really high and really low on the charts, they're going to be on the what I call the extreme ends of things. So those people are going to have harder time maintaining perspective of others because they're way on the edges of the chart, very, very unique. So be mindful of that. Do you have a bunch of people? Is your team very heavily weighted to some particular perspective because of their personalities. Remember, it distorts how you see things. So your whole team can double down, and everyone's perspectives on things are going to double down in an area. The opposite of that is that they're going to agree. They're going to get along. They're going to all see things the same way. Like, of course, this is the way to do things. Of course, that's the way things should be done. Unfortunately, that same team can miss things. So people that have very similar teams are going to be very agreeable teams. They're going to get along well. They're all going to understand each other, and the chemistry is going to feel great. There's not going to be much dissonance at all. Your dissimilar teams, though, they're the ones that are going to maybe be more generative in terms of, like, they're going to have a better holistic picture of things. You're going to have better dialogues about how things should be or could be, or how you should do things, but there's going to be more friction. So do you have a team that's going to be a little bit more inherently friction, or a team that's a little bit more cohesively run? Now, it doesn't have to be friction all the time. My wife and I have very similar personalities in most areas. So that's a difficulty that we have to share. And so we're aware of that. And when we do that well, we can actually do very well in most of the situations that we interact with.